This is a screencast showing you how to set up the whole school calendar in Outlook so that with a single click I can see all of the events that are occurring. So for example, next Tuesday I want to find out what the meeting is after school. So with one click I can see that we have a secondary year team meeting and there is a primary meeting on moderation. With one click I've removed this whole school calendar and I now have my own calendar. So how do we go about setting up this Bangkok Patana school calendar? When you click onto the calendar, so if you go to Community Calendar, you will find the calendar here, or on your dashboard, when you scroll down to the calendar events on the dashboard, you will see a link which says see more events. So for example here, if I click on see more events, then that will take me to the whole school calendar. On the whole school calendar, when it loads, you will see that we've split all of the events into the different year groups. So for example, if I was just a teacher in the primary school, I wouldn't necessarily need to know about these events, and I could also unclick these events if I wanted to, and I would click a refresh calendar, and that will take out all of the events that have been associated to secondary staff and all of these years. So let's just wait for that to happen. Once that's happened, so now you can see the calendar looks a lot smaller. I click on this button to subscribe, and then when I subscribe, I'll show you that in a moment, it will import that calendar into my Outlook. Now I'm cross campus, so I just want to know pretty much everything that's going on at the moment. So I'm going to click refresh calendar again and select all events. If you were a parent, then the parents don't see the staff events and they can choose the year groups of their children. If you are a student, again, they don't see the staff events and they just choose the year group that they belong to. So now I've refreshed the calendar, I'm going to click on subscribe. I advise you to subscribe because if we change some events, then that will synchronize live to your account. If you download it, then that is a one-off download that is not synchronized. So any changes made to events will not be synchronized to your accounts. You can also subscribe on your mobile device, an iPad or an iPhone. With an Android there's a little bug at the moment, and I'll produce another video just to show you how to overcome that. In fact, if I just highlight over here, you can see down here when the address appears, it says webcal community.patna.ac.th, etc. If you're using an Android device, all you need to do is delete the word webcal and replace it with HTTPS, and then you will be able to subscribe to it on your Android device. Let's click this button and see what happens. When you click on it, it will communicate with the server, and a dialog box will pop up in the middle. If you do this at school, it's much faster. I'm at home on my quite slow internet connection, and it takes a little bit of time for that communication to occur. Okay, now it's here, contacting web server, and just click the yes button. Don't worry about all of this. Click yes, and now you can see it's synchronizing and it's added that calendar into my Outlook automatically. I don't like this particular view because they're next to each other, and if you click this arrow here, it overlays that calendar with your current calendar, and you can see it's actually installed the calendar down underneath other calendars. So in fact it's here, so if I switch it on and switch it off again, I now have that extra calendar. When it happens to you for the first time, it will appear down here underneath other calendars, and if you see it there, then you can just simply drag it up. So you hold and drag it up to be underneath my calendars so that you can just simply switch it on and off like this. Okay, I'm just going to close this one down. I find this very useful when trying to plan events, because with just one click I can find out what's going on around the whole school rather than having to go to the web pages and try and find it on the web pages. I hope you found that useful.